Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode 320. Before talking about the episodes for Abaranger, episodes 3 through 6, I want to give a thank you for the 100 views for the last video. Thank you for that. I've never had any of these videos basically get 100 views ever for this particular view series. I've had it happen for my anime lately. In the last several months, my view count has been going up high. So, to all my viewers, thank you for that. I will continue basically putting out stuff as best as I can. So, in the case of these 4 episodes for Abaranger, 3 is basically the team meeting Abba Red's niece. They were kind of surprised, like, oh, who's this child? Oh, yeah, it's his niece. And they do explain that apparently her parents, which are relatives, are basically, it could be the father or mother, it could be basically a sibling, I'm not sure. They don't clarify this. They died, and since he was the closest living relative, he automatically became basically her legal guardian. And she's kind of in a way his daughter. She goes to daycare, and the fact that he's there for like a visiting parent. And we also find in this episode that Tyranno was a parent. Yes, this Zord was in fact a parent. Until the Avalons killed the child. Yep. So Tyranno knows full well how to be a parent. And he very much cares about basically the relation between Abared and his niece. He very much cares about it. He has to call her because of the monster of the episode. She's mad at first, and then she even runs away from daycare. But luckily, Tyranno finds her, and everything's perfectly fine by the end of the episode. In 4, this is interesting. 4 debuts basically a few different things. Number 1, it debuts their uniforms that they wear from all the images I've seen of basically Abaranger. This is the debut of their uniforms. And of course, they all wear red, blue, and of course yellow. Basically, this whole thing with her in the episode where she's running late because she was helping a kid overcome basically some failure stuff and all of them trains, which I found to be quite interesting. And they also mentioned, I believe in this episode in particular, that they actually established basically their own secret base within the Dino House. The reason why they did this in story is because so they don't have to depend upon Abba Black's basically his brace, his morpher, for any time any Avalon monster shows up. Which, smart idea, and the fact that basically he suggests this. Also the fact that the owner practically brought in a construction crew to deal with this. Which I thought this was a really cool idea, the fact that they did this. Though I thought it was kind of weird they debuted this just 4 episodes in. When they did this for Hurricaneger, they did it within pretty much the very first episode of the series. This one, it's just basically episode 4. Okay, interesting. So, the whole thing with this one is basically, like, the monster is basically shooting people and infecting them with the virus, which of course Asuka himself does know. He does know about the virus. And the only way to beat the virus, beat the monster. And the way to beat the monster is the fact that he flies vertically, which that should not be possible. But, and of course, Abigail finds Abba, has a kid, who she's basically interacting with the whole episode. There's also a bit of a flash forward this episode to 2023, where by the end of the episode, he never finds out her name. Which is weird, but it's a one-shot episode, one-shot character. Yep. What do you think? Okay, what about episode 5? 5 is basically a little bit about, well, Yoto basically, the fact that Farpatimus apparently is like, oh, the fact that he calls a bogus chiropractor. And it turns out that the reason why she's still in a wheelchair is because she's so afraid of the crash. Also, Bakuryū basically, he gets briefly damaged by the giantoid. That's referred to him as basically a giant monster who was just sent out because reasons. Yeah, sent out to send some dice and people also to see, and of course they beat the monster by Ryan. It's like middle of the drill. Oh, by the way, Brachio's neck gets damaged, his bone gets out of place, but thanks to here's how he fixes the bone in Brachio's neck. By having monster into a trap and then uses the monster's strength to basically pull his neck back in place, and then basically use his Tyrannus shield to basically poke neck, and he's cured. We also see apparently he does more than just, well, the rough chiropractic we saw in episode 1. We see him use like a little Chinese towel with needle and helps out the owner of the restaurant, which is really good. And then the very next episode, he's gone for a couple weeks. He's going on vacation. Yep, those 6 mostly put. This one basically shows the fact that we find out that Abaranger used to be an idol, which is interesting because in the previous series, Hurricane Blue, Nanami, she is an idol. This one used to be an idol. Okay, interesting. Maybe she knows about Hurricane Blue. That'd be interesting if she does. So it turns out Lilith's a bit arrogant at first, and then she finds, her former rival is basically Alba Yellow. I'm like, this is interesting. And then apparently the monster of the episode decides to suck up youth. Yes, this is really weird. So, and there's also a subplot in these episodes developed, I think it was episode 5, where Asuka basically finds an egg, and then he's attacked by Armor of Darkness. But this is not the same guy. Oh no, he's dead. He got killed by the current host. Which they assume, viewer probably can assume is probably Genie. Assume, but they don't confirm it here just yet. So look up, and of course he fights the next episode. And he's like, man, I wish I can transform. But the key is damaged. He is playing as a harm. Apparently, the key can also be used not only to unlock his morpher, it also can be used as a harmonica. I'm like, why didn't Tommy use this basically in Down Thunder? That is interesting, the fact that he never did that. Like, if I've ever watched Down Thunder, like, I've watched Down Thunder, I remember him once ever using the key as a harmonica. That would be interesting, but yeah, I guess for some people it's like, oh, let's have Tommy's morpher be like the old Turbo Morpher. Now, I don't think that they actually based. Now, you could say that the creators who the production designers for the series probably were inspired for this morpher based upon the Car Ranger one. It's possible, but it's not really confirmed here. At one point, the monster gets basically a tummy ache from absorbing his ply is like, it's like a power, and apparently he sucks up girls' youth. And then eventually, at the end of the episode, he is beaten. And by the way, also, all 3 dinosaurs want autographs from Lilith because basically, well, they like her music. And so, after beating the monster, as a thank you, and for letting change their ways, she gives not only Abaranger an autograph, but all 3 of the Zords an autograph too. Which, that was nice. I'm sure they could probably just hang outside of their hangar that they're in. Yeah. But really good 4 episodes. I enjoy these ones. And I do have a theory of why I got a high viewer count. Because my guy's Abaranger must have been that must have been a really popular something when it aired. It's possible. I mean, the thing aired like 21 years ago. I mean, one of the reasons I picked this now to review it is because, well, here it's been 20 years since Down Thunder. So, why not? Yeah, why not? But, yeah, that's particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit the dislike button. Later on, there'll be some comic corners. At least 1 or 2, okay? Next video. Bye.